Everyone out there has a talent, a gift, a great affinity for something. And for me, it's the martial arts. The martial arts has taught me focus, discipline, and dedication. Today, I want to talk about the glorious thing that is the martial arts.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you this. What's the point and why are you here? What's the point of being here, literally and figuratively, wherever you are in your life? What's the point of being and not getting better? You see, one of my favorite words is potential, because it promises hope and also hints at something better. But unfortunately, far too many of us are wasting our potential. Far too many of us are going through the tough times instead of growing through the tough times. Think of the possibilities, my friends. Where could you be in a year, 5 years, 10 years, if growth was your priority? Real growth. Not the kind of growth a kid gets when they go from the 5th grade to the 4th grade. I'm talking about the feeling that you get when you achieve a worthy goal. Now, I'm not going to make this any longer than it has to be. But I firmly believe with all my heart, that all that matters is me and what I'm doing to get better. And my friends, if you're not getting better, then you're wasting your energy. And if you're wasting your energy, then all you're really doing is wasting your life.
Time is short. We know this for sure. And one of the first lessons I've learned as a martial artist was, we may not have a lot of time, but we have enough time to do the things that we ought to do. And we all ought to be using our time to get better. That's why I sought out to train with black belts.
Go ahead.
The real reason why I started Taekwondo was because I actually had a drive for martial arts in general. I was really interested in those type of things, and especially when a close friend of mine, actually a neighbor of mine, Mr. McDonald, he was already doing Taekwondo, and I could see the improvements happening in him since he was already going through the ranks and the belts. That's what really helped me become motivated and take the first step to actually join Taekwondo. And it was really something that I could see that I was good at, and I had a natural born talent from the start, and it helped me express myself as a human being and the emotions I wanted to portray. And it actually helped me relieve stress for school and other things as well. At the same time, it actually, it gave me like a side stress relief where I didn't have to, listen to music constantly to get my mind off certain things. I could come there, forget about everything, and just do Taekwondo and express myself the way I wanted to.
It's a shame that when you tell somebody that you practice any form of martial art, you get the standard responses. Well, I bet you can kick my ass. Don't mess with that guy. Show me some moves, man. Show me some moves. Show me what you can do, man. Don't mess with him. Don't mess with him. And I think that's a shame. Instead of saying things like that, why can't people say, oh, you practice martial arts? That means you must be very disciplined. I bet you make a good president, a good father, a good teacher, a good brother, and a good leader. I find it so unfortunate that when you mention martial arts to somebody, they are too quick to think of destruction instead of harmony and balance.
So, before I can answer this, I had to ask you something, Mr. Brown. When you watch these old movies about martial arts, what do you see? You usually see a student trying to get a master to take them as a student, right? You see them trying to put effort into becoming a student to learn a martial art. They have respect for that martial art before they even begin it. I'm not too sure how that works, but right? They have that. It's something they want to do, right? Kids these days don't have that. They don't have the passion to want to learn something. It's just something that they do after school. Like, you have school in the morning, you have to do a martial art, you have to do a team sport, you have to do this, you have to do that, right? There's no commitment, there's no passion in it to the point where they stay and train extra. They're just gonna come, they do their class, and then they leave.
You know, it's funny. Studying the martial arts was never my idea. It was actually my parents' idea. But before I started training, I thought I was good. I thought I was pretty well off. I thought I knew what I wanted to be in life. I thought I knew where I was going. But I didn't. I didn't. Over the years, I've realized that sometimes the greatest awakening comes from the most unexpected place.
What I think newer students who are going to become a black belt in Taekwondo are lacking, they lack discipline usually. That's something that's very common in most students, especially the younger ones. They lack the focus and the discipline that it requires to be a martial artist in Taekwondo. And that's why discipline is also one of the most important aspects of Taekwondo. It's the main aspect that ties in all the other things like respect, awareness, and all the list goes on. But that one is very important because it builds your character from the start. It builds you as a human being, so you become respectful, you become more aware of your surroundings, and you become you have self-discipline for yourself and others as well at the same time.
A lot of times we do things to prove ourselves, to win favor, or to gain praise. And that's very much how it was for me when I first started training. I wanted to become strong, I wanted to be able to do certain things when the situation called for it. But over time that changed. Over time my training became more about my mentality and my spirit. Now of course the kicking, the push-ups, the training, that's all still very, very important. But for me now, it's really all about sharpening or refining my mentality and my character. Because a strong body is nothing without a strong mind.
Aspect of Taekwondo. I would honestly answer your question, I would have to say that it's changed as time's gone by. Initially, when I was a colored belt, my favorite part about Taekwondo was just sparring, just beating up other kids. It was fun. Just getting moved from one section over here to fighting with the black belts, even though I wasn't a black belt. That was a lot of fun. But Now, since I don't compete as much anymore, I don't train as much as I used to, or I haven't been training in some time now. I know that if I go to a tournament and see kids sparring or see them doing their pumse, that just lights a fire inside me that makes me want to go back and train and just, I don't know, it just makes me want to go back and do it all over again. Like, I'll start from the bottom and make my way up again. Even if I was to compete as a black belt, I would love to do that. It's just something that I haven't had in a while.
The martial arts is not just about kicking and fighting. No. The martial arts is about being, becoming, and achieving. As martial artists, we do not seek perfection, for perfection doesn't exist. As martial artists, we strive to sharpen and refine the character. That is the true victory. That is the beginning of tranquility.
Okay, the final thing I want to talk about is a common problem that I see often, and a problem that I have, it's like a pet peeve almost. It's when a student goes through the entire journey to become a black belt and they just stop at the black belt. They don't continue after that. They get their black belt after the promotion test and they just stop. They quit and they think they're a black belt now and that's it for the rest of their life. And that's something that I really disagree with. Once you get that belt, you are now ready to learn as a black belt. You don't know anything about being a black belt just yet. That's why they say a black belt is only the beginning. And a lot of people just think, okay, I got my black belt, I have it physically, I have my dobok physically, I can quit, I'm done, right? My journey's over. That's like working very, very hard for so many years and not being able to enjoy it, just throwing it away. And then that's something that really annoys me. People don't, or some students don't realize that they haven't trained as a black belt yet, and they need to figure out what type of black belt they're going to be. And quitting is the worst type of black belt, worst type of martial arts to be. And that's the last thing I have to say.
Passion and dedication.
Calmness and understanding.
West side. I'm gonna be everything I wanna be, so I'm gonna be what I want.